So I decided to do my story on reuniting with my friends. So what happened was I had these two friends. We used to hang out all the time, and then they wound up moving out because they got forced out of their hotel. And one day I'm walking down Klamath, and I hear a "Hey you!" I look at my sister and I was like, "Did you hear that?" She's like, "No, why?" I'm like, "Oh, okay, let's just keep walking." And then we continue walking, and I'm pushing my 8-month-old son down the road in a stroller. And I hear, "Hey, you!" again. And I'm like, looking at my sister, going like, "Do you hear that?" I do, but I don't think they're talking to us. So we keep walking and walking, and I'm like, "Okay, okay." And then I hear someone scream out, "Hey, you! The person in the orange turtleneck." Then I look. I'm like, "Okay, yeah, that is me." Yes, I do, Sarah. And I'm like, okay, they are talking to me. I stop briefly and I'm like, okay. And my sister's like, well, do you know that person? I'm like, I don't know. And they walk up to me. They run across the road. And they walk up to me like, are you who I think you are? And I'm like, I don't know. Who do you think I am? Did you live at River Park Inn at one point? Yeah, why? Did you have a douchebag husband? Yeah, why? Oh, sorry, I had to make sure it was you. And I'm like, okay. It is me. Who are you? Oh, yeah. I know you two. You're the ones that used to live right next to me in the room next door. And they're like, yeah. We just had to make sure it was you. And I'm like, okay, why? Because last time we saw you, you didn't look like Velma from Scooby Doo. And I was like, wait, what? I didn't realize I looked like Velma from Scooby Doo. I'm like, oh, yeah. Yeah, you kind of do. At that point in time, I was wearing a black, orange turtleneck sweater, a skirt, and black framed eyeglasses. So I'm like, okay, okay, I get it. They're like, oh, it is you, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I know you. So we begin walking together, and my sister's like, okay, so should we just keep walking, keep looking? So I was like, all right, let's do that. And as we're walking, we're talking about what we're doing, what we had done for the last 6 months since the last saw her. I became homeless. I got my son back. I lived in a shelter. They had been homeless, living in a tent out in God knows where. And we just kept talking. And I was like, okay, this is cool. And what's cool about it is I'm still friends with her 7 years later. And right now, we're actually currently roommates hanging out and going to Full Sail together. She's going for graphic game design, and I'm going for my creative writing. So I thought that was pretty awesome.